Hello everyone, this is Pilpoh. Welcome back to all the mods 10 to the sky. Mad tinkering time. I've been trying to get a little thing set up using soul flowers. Well, first off I did modular routers, didn't work. Because I'll show you actually. I was going to use some bone meal. Do you know we had that little tiny farm that we had that was in our base, which was getting us loads of wheat. We got quite a bit of wheat right now, but yeah, I was basically growing this up to mature, and then this thing breaks it, and then this thing places it. If I take that out, right there, I'm actually going to sell this blacklist as well. Get this all the way up to the main, and then that breaks it, but it still doesn't put a soul in here. So even though it's doing a proper break and everything, it's not actually doing the thing for us. So that right there broke it. And we got a bit extra. So we got, what is that? 38 right there? There you go, 40. So we did get extra right there. It's just this thing doesn't see that that was harvested. So very annoying, very annoying. I spent a good like 20 minutes working on this, trying to figure out how to get it all working, and using like redstone, using the sensor and everything. So this thing only breaks it when it's like fully grown. This thing only uses the bone meal on the thing when it's not fully grown, if you know what I mean. So yeah, and then this thing places it back down. So it would have been so good if that worked, because we could get a couple of extra souls for free. But it doesn't work like that, apparently, unfortunately. I also tried the harvest. If I do this, I was going to do the grow thing. If I do that, and we just make like a harvest spell. I'm going to take the thingy out of here, but place one of those down. And then shoot the thing over there. That, I think, 37. 137. Why? Why does it not work for me when I do this? But then if I run over here and I were to break that, it does work. You see that? I have to break it manually, and I don't understand why it's being like this, if I'm honest. Why you do this? Why do you do this? Could use a modular router, couldn't I, as well, instead of this? Now that I've got the sensor and everything. The sensor, by the way, you can set this to be when it's age 7, which is the like highest age it would work. Oh, very annoying right there. So that's gonna do that, and then we can punch it and then get us a soul. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna have to rip all of this down because it doesn't really do what I wanted it to do, unfortunately. It is what it is, right? I might leave that thing of... Yeah, I might leave that there for now. Anyway, we can turn this on, and our sword is in there right now. Look at all the gubbins I've got in my inventory because of that. I did spend some time on that after the last episode, but yeah, this is just gonna eventually get us the max level of looting. We do need to get some books and put them in here, to be fair. I don't know what happens either if you put some looting in here and it's already maxed. I want to say it will just not do it. It won't do anything, but there's no way to test that, really, is there? Could cheat one in and see what happens, but I don't want to do that. Also, I'm not entirely sure how you do that, if I'm honest, but anyway, yeah. Got to wait for this to get all of the souls, and this is, like, really, really slow. And I don't really want to lag out my world by doing the big farm thing. That's why I was trying to do like a tiny little passive farm right there, like we had inside, for all of this wheat. Now, we could take some of this wheat out. I did forget about this mod, by the way. This is from very high, very high, very high. So this stuff is the best right there. So that the stuff that we've got like the most of right there is the best stuff. The rest of it, we could probably bin off. But this is something from, I think, Lobster John added this. This is from the productive farming mod, and they add like better yield and stuff like that. It's so good. Honestly, so good. Anyway, I'm not sure what we're going to do today. I wanted to get like maximum enchants and stuff. Now, I do still kind of want to get the suit from Modern Industrialization, but I know we've done that to death right now. So I think we might pivot a little bit today, and we've done a load of Auritech recently as well, so maybe we stop with that one for a bit. And we do a little bit more with the Occultism. Now, I was going to do my cave Occultism in here. We don't have enough space to do all of the things. But do you know where we do have enough space? A soaring compact machine. So I might make a soaring compact machine. We can stick it in here. It will still be for the cave. But yeah, we can put it in here and we can build on top of each other. I like that idea. Now, I've never been able to make these things look nice, so I'm going to try my hardest. Now that they've had this lovely little texture update, Kleeklee has done some work when it comes to this. I'm going to try my hardest to make this stuff look nice for once. And for that, we're going to make the soaring machine. Okay. Compact machine. I might actually automate the compact machine. I obviously haven't been here in a while because the last thing I did was the creative tank right there. Anyway, let's get one of these on the go. Oh, and we don't have any patterns. Love it. Why is it not saved the last thing? I obviously don't click off often enough. Compact machine. There we go. So we've done that one. Let's do this one as well. And then if we have a look at the soaring compact machine, that's what it looks like. So we also need the polished. And to get the polished, we need that right there. And I think we've got enough cobble deep slate. Yeah, there we go. Stick all of those in. And now we can just like order a soaring compact machine like that. There we go. Cool. Okay, this thing is 3 chunks by 3 chunks by 3 chunks. I think it's 3 chunks high as well. I mean, you don't really have a chunk high, but you know what I mean. So stick that one there. We can get into this bad boy using our personal shrinking device. And this right here, when it loads, is going to be our new playground. Here it is. Yeah, this is definitely enough space, in my opinion. I know we've got a skyblock and everything, but I just feel like, yeah, we still need space in our skyblock. Now, I might make a couple of layers. There is 4 of the pentagrams that we are going to want to make. And I do kind of want to make them all today, so yeah. And also, I want to count how big this thing is and then divide it by 4. So I'll be back when I figure that one out. Right, I think I've figured out how big I want everything. I used 11 right here because I think it's 47 high. I'm not going to lie, I didn't really count. I just, I guessed because it's 3 chunks minus 1. So 16 plus 16 plus 16 minus 1. And I think that's 47. And then I divided that by 4, which is 11.75. And then I just did 11 up. And then, wow, I did 11 using the cobblestone. And then put just a block down like that. So that is where I'm going to put my floors, basically. That's what I wanted to say. Anyway. I'm not sure what I'm going to put down. I was going to use these blackstone, but I don't actually like the look of blackstone now. Now that I look at it. What do we do it as? Got to find a color palette now. This is the most irritating part. Calcite's pretty good, right? Calcite. The only problem is I don't have like a ton of it. And I don't really know a good way of getting like an absolute butt ton of calcite. Unless there is an extractor. There we go. Bone block, water, and that gets you calcite. Is there a better way of doing it? Ooh, a mixer. We could do an electric mixer. Water and lava's not consumed. Put some calcite in. I'm actually going to do that. We've got a mixer already. Yeah, why not? Let's go see if we can do that. Modern industrialization actually comes in useful. We got this one in here, don't we? Should be a decent way of getting calcite. So, which one's our mixer? I want to say... No, it's polarizer. Nope, nope. Nope, and nope. Okay, one of these over here must be it. Assembler, mixer. There you go. So this one, really? I forgot I did that. Oh, yeah. And now you're small as well. Okay, let's make you the bigger version. There we go. So at the back here, we can put in a bucket of lava. We put a bucket of water in as well. So lava goes in that one. Water goes in that one. We need more calcite, but that's fine. We can put calcite here. You running? Why are you not running? You should be. Oh, maybe you need enough calcite. Calcite. Maybe you need 64 calcite, because that's how it works, right? Running? Not running. Oh. Mixer. Mixer goes in. There you go. So that must have converted that into more calcite. Cool. So we stick this calcite in, and that's going to duplicate it. And then that's going to get us more, and so on and so on. And we can use this over and over. And another thing we could do, ME export bus. Stick the export bus there. Get a cable. We can just tell it to export with some acceleration. Calcite. Is there a calcite? There is. Need a 5x, which is only 60,000. We could get that easy enough, right? I'll show you why, because we could do that. And that is going to export into here. And then this is just going to duplicate all of the ones that we've got. See, that's going up like really, really quickly. This is just going to be stupidly easy. We can get ourselves 60,000. I'll make myself an infinite cell, because why not? Oh, yeah. It's going to make a 256 million mega storage component. Okay, that's going to take its time, but that's fine. We could do that. In the meantime, we just got to wait until we've got enough of the calcite for us to get a, what was it, a 5x? Yeah, which is only at 60,000, and we're already at like 2.5, so not bad. It's kind of fun watching this thing work, to be fair. Doing all of its stuff over here. I think that's all we're waiting on, really, is these things to come in. And then it needs to start on the printed silicon as well. Okay. Yeah, that might take a little while. It's still going, it's going down relatively quick, right? So we're good. Gonna probably get the calcite before we even get the 256 mil, which is kind of understandable, really, isn't it? Let's pop back in here. Yes, it's still going. How are we doing on the calcite? 25,000 already. There you go. We're going to get that in no time. Absolutely no time. Yeah, we called it. We can actually get rid of that now. There you go. And hopefully all the calcite is going to go. It's not calcite. It's not Gorman calcite right there, but it is just calcite, unfortunately. So we can take some of this. Krennic is not going to be pleased with us. Anyway, we will quickly... Oh, we're still waiting on this thing, aren't we? Oh, yeah, it's going to take a little while. I should probably have made, like, way more of these things. Now, in refined storage, I'm going to say stuff about refined storage now because I used to be a refined storage nerd. I used to love refined storage way more than applied energistics. So there's still things that are stuck in my head. Thank you to refined storage. Now, refined storage, if you had a crafter, what they now call an auto crafter, which is basically a pattern provider. If you have a crafter, what you can do is you set up the crafter on a machine, and then it would output the stuff that you tell it to output, and you'd expect the stuff back in, right? However, if you have multiple crafters with the same recipe in them, it used to be that it would only use one crafter. It would like use the first one you had. I don't know if they've ever changed that with Refined Storage. I know Refined Storage 2 is out and everything. It's not in this pack, but it's in like the main All Mods 10. But that means that I have always had it in my head to only ever use one, in this case, pattern provider per recipe. If you get what I mean. But what you can actually do is what we could have done over here even is we could have had like an absolute ton of the circuit slicers with loads of pattern providers on there with the same recipes in there. And if this one gets full up, for example, but that's done now, by the way. Looks of it. Yeah, it's just going to use these now. Nice. But let's say the crystal assemblers, for example. We could have an absolute ton of crystal assemblers with loads of pattern providers all connected up. And those pattern providers could, well, as you can see, go into multiple of the circuit assemblers. But more pattern providers means more things that you can attach. So, yeah, I just wanted to explain my reasoning by why I've got it set up like this up here. I only realized what I was doing recently when I was trying to think why I didn't have more of, I think it was the crushers when I was doing the ATM stars, and I needed like loads and loads of in-bar and steel and stuff. Yeah, I think it was when I was making that I realized my thought process was broken because of an old refined storage thing. So there it is. Let's build a little bit with some of this calcite. Now, before we do, you can see we've got 83,000. I am calcite. I am going to make the 5x because we can. Shouldn't take too long either. That one's done already. Amazing. So with that, we can make that thing right there. So we just got to wait for the 256 to come in, which is actually almost done. Hey, there we go. Right. Infinite calcite. Lovely stuff. All right, let's pop this one in here. That's my final. All of these here are infinite stuff. How cool is that? Love it. So we can use calcite as much as we want now and not have to worry. Cool. Okay, right. Let's crack on. I'm going to... I really kind of should use... Let's just grab a bunch of calcite. And I've got myself a chisel. This is from the Re-Chiseled mod. And it basically gives you all of the options that you could have for all of these. Now, what is a good companion block to calcite? I think gold, a gold-looking block would be good. Now, the plan is, you can see I've put them all in the middle now as well. I am going to do... Yeah, I'm going to... Basically, wherever we see these, I'm going to put some calcite. Yeah, I'm going to put calcite in all of these places. And then we're going to build them all up. And then for this one in the middle, so that was the Fatima's incentivized traction. I'm going to do this one right here. And then that's going to go right there. And we do the same thing for this one. And so on, all the way up. Okay, I've got everything together right there. I was just trying to see if my old calculations were correct. Okay, so blue, pink, wait, what's this? Blue, pink, and then blue, right? So if we do that one was this one over here. I want to see if this one... Blue, pink, and blue. Yeah, there you go. So this one is just a bigger version of this one right here, I believe. And if I'm not mistaken, this one actually fits. It does fit. Perfect. Ah, okay. I'm going to have to swap these out. I might do a different type of calcite then for this. And I'm making it a different type of calcite purely so we know where to put the... Is this white chalk? Yeah, it is white chalk. We could do this one then if we wanted. There we go. Nice. Okay, so this is what they all look like right there. Let me get rid of this. There you go. Now, we don't have all of the chalks yet. I do need to put some of the feral flare lanterns down. There was, for some... Wait, flare. There you go. There was, for some reason, a spider that spawned in here. And I'm not exactly sure why it spawned or how it spawned or anything. Because I thought things didn't spawn in compact machines, like, naturally. Very strange. It's very strange. Let's just say that. Anyway, let's put this last one right there. There we go. So that'll light all of these up. If I turn off... It still looks pretty cool, in my opinion. I like the look of this. Looks very... This one, especially, looks a bit like a chessboard. Yeah, I really like it. Anyway... let me grab the chisel from Chipped. And this is basically like a mason table, or, you know, from the What's this thing called? From the chip mod, funny enough. So we stick this one in, and I'm going to say the other version of the factory block. And I'm just going to border these ones. Okie dokie. I don't have all of the chalks, do I? I did spend some time, and I did get a few of the chalks, because we needed them for the ATM Star, but for some reason we've only got these ones. I swear we had better ones than this. Yeah, there we go. Right, so purple, lime, white, and light grey. Yeah, they're the only ones that we actually ended up getting. Fair enough. Fair enough. Right there. Okay. We need some skeleton skulls and stuff like that. Well, it's fine. We could get all of those. Personal shrinking device. Let's get back in there. And I suppose we just need to start making some of the chalks. Now, first off, this one, I'll tell you what, I need to go over here and set my new, like, spawn point, don't I? There we go. But this one right here, if we do pentagrams, right click it down like that. Now, we should probably go through the steps. All right, I'm going off on a little bit of a weird tangent. My game got super laggy, and I didn't know why. So I've done a few bits with my observable right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to... Oh, no, yeah, I want to copy that one. I'm just going to open it up in a web browser. Okay, so the sophisticated storage barrel is the one that is doing the most, which is over at the mob farm. So this one here. And that's already gone down quite a bit because I've basically told this to just pull everything out of there for now. Because what I think it's trying to do is it's trying to do the compacting. It's trying to do all of the compacting that it can do, right? So I told it that all of the leather scraps can turn into leather, Inferium, and so on can turn into blocks of Inferium, and so on and so on. So we're just going to pull all of that into the system because we can, right? Why not, eh? Other than that, I think we're pretty good. The worst one out of all of them is us. 273. Because I believe it's to do with the suit that we've got right here. Yeah, we've got like all of these like augments on the suit, right? The units, as they're called. And one of the ones that is really bad is actually the one where you can change the color. Color modulation unit is what it's called. These on all of these. So if you are worried about lag, then I'd suggest just leaving it as the plain color. We seriously only at level 14 already. that's taken so long. I'm wondering now. Oh, I'm such an idiot. You know the one upgrade that I didn't put on this? Let's just chuck all of this stuff in. Oh my goody aunt. Go on. I didn't put any nether stars. So I thought that this would be running this entire time. I forgot to put nether stars on this. So what was this again? Cyan stained glass. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I don't want to pick any of this stuff up. Stop it. All right, there you go. All of that stuff should be picked up perfectly fine. Anyway, what I was trying to say is now this should be generating... Yeah, you could see it on the map, actually. If we do this, you can see we're quite far away, and you can see there's a witch in there right now. So all of the witches and stuff should be spawning in still and getting us souls. So I thought we would come back and it would be like level 40, and I was completely wrong. Well, at least we did the observable thing, and now our observable is a little neater, and we shouldn't have as much lag as we got. I do apologize for interrupting our scheduled... Did I put my personal shrinking device away again as well? Yeah, I did. Nice. Right. Anyway, in here, what we're going to do is today we're going to try and get all of the chalks. So we've got the white chalk, we've got light grey. We need to get grey, black, brown, red, orange, you know, all of these basically. We've got the lime, we've got the purple, or is it magenta? I can't remember which one we've got out of those two, but yeah. We've got some of them already, and we need to get all of them. So, and I would kind of like to get the rainbow chalk, although I don't think you need the rainbow chalk. By the time you've got the rainbow chalk, you can just use... Well, you've already made all of the things anyway, right? So it might not be needed, but I might make it anyway, just for completionist's sake. Because why not? Anyway, where do we start? We've got chalk. all of these types of chalks right here. So that is the purple one. I knew we needed the purple. And how do we make, what's the next one on the list? Right, I think, is the next one going to be, we've got the lime. I think orange and grey are our next ones. So we've got orange right there. Now, if I remember correctly, for the orange one, you need the cursed honey. So, and to get the cursed honey, you need to sacrifice. Is this the one where you sacrifice sacrifice chicken, not a bee? Okay, cool. Go buy a chicken egg and then use that over here. I like that idea. In fact, we got the market. We do indeed. Put this over here somewhere. Diamond. And chicken egg. There it is. Cool. And then we need to sacrifice this to make the bee that spawns in. You kill the bee and you get yourself some of this possessed honey stuff. Now, I will say, cursed honey, that's what it's called. You can trap it in a jar and get a dragme to, like, extract all of the honey. However, I have found that you literally only need it for this, the impure orange chalk. Like, you can use it for, like, biomass and stuff, but, yeah. You can just use it for this, and you're never really going to run out of chalk, if I'm honest. So if you don't run out of chalk, then what's the point in getting multiple of it? I went through my whole, I think it was all the Magic Arcana series, and I like put everything into like drachmas and got them to, yeah, put them all in jars and everything. And then I was like, why the heck did I do that? There's no reason. You just need at least one. And we can kill it with our sword with loads of looting, so we'll get loads of it anyway. So it's all good. Yeah, I like that idea. Cool. Right, I think I did put together the burnt other stone, and you need to make some otherworldly ash as well. Now, I want to say, is there a good way of getting... Ah, that's insane. Have we got any otherworldly logs? Oh, we do. Do you know what's really cool about this? We can actually pop back to our base. And I think we've got a lumber beat. I should probably turn this off, shouldn't I? So let me go back to my observable, turn the overlay off. There you go. So I think we've got a lumber beat already over here. And you know what we could do? Just stick that one in and then something like that. And you'll see there's some otherworldly wood is coming in like that. And we could even, I think you chuck this. Ah, yeah, you have to chuck it in the fire, don't you? So that's fine. We could do that. Just pop back in here. Although we don't have any fire in here right now. So I might have to make some. All right, there you go. So that's going to go off and cook us up some of that. And that is going to get a 64 impure white. Now, the reason we got the impure white, because all of these, they all come from the white chalk. So even that one there has got the impure white. So I just thought it would make more sense to just make a bunch of these for now. Now, orange chalk, you come from... So the cursed honey is the one we want to go for, right? And that is, however you say that, enthrallment. And then, okay, so that is this one. And I think we can even look at the style of it. And circle, and then diamond, and then square. And that one's kind of diamond shape, so I'm guessing it's this one. I could be wrong, though. But what we can do, we go to pentagrams. Which one is the enthrallment? That one right there, isn't it? Yeah, looks like it. So that's light grey, yellow, white, and lime. Yellow. Oh, we haven't got yellow yet either. Yellow, chalk. Okay, we could do that one. Actually, we can do that one right away. Yeah, there are going to be a few where we can just do it straight away, so that's kind of cool. Chuck that one in there. So there's yellow. We've already got one down. Love it. I'm just going to build these ones out. Now, we are out of skeleton skulls, and instead of doing the like normal thing and just going and killing a few skeletons and stuff, what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our Oritech area real quick. Grab our sword. Come back over here. And we're going to do a ritual because why the heck not, eh? It's going to get really annoying picking up all of that stuff. I need to put some drops, whatever they're called, the demagnetizers down there as well, I think. Fine, we could go do that. We could go do that. I'll do that another time. But for now, we can... Let's get back in here. When we were making this, it's actually interesting because if we have a look right there, it says current pentagram is the lure. And then if we have a look at this one, I want to say the one with... Oh, there's a lot of them in there. This one right here. So what this will do is it will summon a possessed skeleton that will, I think, always drop a skeleton skull. I'm pretty sure. So all we need to do is put down some of these, well, first off, we need some bones. Some regular old bones, which we've got right there. We need some bowls. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we've got handy dandy 4 spaces right here, which we've marked out. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Do you need a sacrifice? That is probably a question we should be looking at. How did I do it? It's from here, wasn't it? So this one, sacrifice a chicken. Okay, we always need to sacrifice a chicken, apparently. So we do that, and then, oh, we need to make the book of binding first, don't we? So let's do that. "19 feathers. Love it. It's gonna make that do its thing, and we can make it go quicker. And then there's a skeleton. We can kill that. And it got us 11. Wow, actually, we already had 2. So it got us 9 skeleton skulls from that, which was pretty good. Love it. Anyway, this one will allow us to just put the skeleton skulls down. That was really funny, actually. That has now completed it. Completed it, mate. Love it. Right, let's make the cursed honey now. So that is going to be all the different types of honey. And then we need one of these purple ones as well. That is easily done. In fact, I think if we type honey, it will pop up. All of the different types. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. And then honey block we can make as well. There it is. So we pop those ones in. It's funny that we use this one to make... Oh, no. To make the next one, if you know what I mean. And we do need to sacrifice chicken, so I need to go get another one, which is fine because it's just down here, isn't it? And I've got diamonds on me and everything. This is way easier than doing anything else. So pop this one down, and I do apologize, Mr. Chicken, but we need you to sacrifice you. And this will spawn in a bee, just so you know. I don't like doing this because we love bees, but got to be done. And there's our 9 cursed honey. Now, with that, we can now make ourselves the impure orange chalk. And if we were proper, there we go. We got ourselves orange chalk. Nice. I don't know why we needed that. That was just one of the quests. Not quests. It was one of the things in here, right? I don't know why it keeps defaulting back to this page. Is it because we haven't... That's so weird, isn't it? Maybe we have to press a button. I thought there was like a button that you could press. Anyway, I don't like that. I want it to be on the pentagram page at all times. Yeah. So that's the orange one. Does that mean that we could do this now? Yeah, we can do that one. Okay. The grey one is probably the next one we want to do. So I'll probably do the grey one, and then we'll call the episode, and then next episode we'll get all of them. Because it is kind of an ask, isn't it, to get all of them in one episode. Especially because I talked about other gubbins at the beginning, didn't I? So that one right there. So we need grey paste. And to get grey paste, we need Strigor's higher binding, which is the square one, which I'm pretty sure is this one up here. So we just need to go to Strigor's, where are you? Square one, isn't it? There you go, Strigor's higher binding, that's the badger. think we've got everything for this. Yeah, it looks like it. I tell you what, I'm going to put all of these down. You need probably a few more skeleton skulls than we've got. Yeah, we literally need one more. That's so annoying. All right, well, that's fine. You know what we can do? We can always kill another one of those skeletons and get more skulls. All right, there you go. That is a ton of skulls that we've got right there. Why do we need to do this one again? This one is for Struggle's Higher Binding, and that was because we need to do this, don't we? So, okie dokie. Let's crack on with making this. Oh, missed. So we need to use this to get one of those. And then, what was it again? It was gunpowder. Got a little bit of that. Just a smidge. We put the gun... Oh, I haven't put any bowls down. I think we only need 4 right now. Some of these do take more than 4. But I'm going to just pop these here. We've also got some extra spaces, like right there. And we got loads around the edge as well. I think you can go out like 8 blocks with this thing. So anyway, gunpowder. We need grey dye. We can get some grey dye, easy enough. Phantom membrane. Get a quickie phantom. I did get a phantom spawn egg at one point. That was quite funny. And then finally we got clay as well. So clay, phantom, put the grey dye in, pop that one in. And I think that's all we need. It just takes its time. But that's fine because we've got time wand, right? So yeah, this one would have taken ages without the time wand, if you look at it. But anyway, there's the grey paste. We can use the grey paste with... where is it? You can use it with a load of stuff. There you go. Use it with a white one to get yourself the impure grey. And also, you don't lose the paste either, by the looks of it. There we go. Grey chalk. That's the next one. That was on the list, I believe. So, if we grab our book back out. There we go. The next one is we need to get the red chalk and the black chalk and then the blue chalk. So they're going to be the ones that we're going to go for next episode. Okay, so red. I'm just going to bookmark the impure ones. Red, black, and we need blue as well, right? And then after that, we do need to get all of the other ones as well. So there's like the green, light blue, pink, so on and so on. All of those as well. And then we should be good to go. I think that'll be all of them then as well. And then we can make the rainbow. Which I think if we do that. Rainbow chalk. I'm pretty sure this rainbow chalk. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Isn't there like a backpack or something you can make where you can just like literally right click it. And it places all of the runes down for you. I might have to make that because it's quite tedious putting down all of the runes yourself. I vaguely remember, I think it was Pravin mentioned that like ages ago. So we should have a look into that. Anyway, for now, we're making a little bit of progress on occultism. I did say I wanted to do a little bit with occultism. I want to finish off the series with one of those really, really decent miners. What's it called? A Eldritch. Yeah. This does have durability, but again, we can probably get into the... You can repair it by doing this thing as well. But we can get into the point where we can use an Eternal Stellar, I think, on this. Or a Stellar Eternal, or whatever it's called. Eternal Stellar, this thing. Might have to get into this as well, which actually this might take a little while. But we've got like a couple of episodes left anyway, so there it is. Anyway, I'm going to call it here for today. So, thank you for watching. Thanks for joining. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.